Y'all already know what it is. Your boy Yaakov, what it do? The outlet to reality, the holdest podcast investment in Chicago. What up? This is the place where you want to hide from your drama or maybe hide from your baby mama. Just kidding. But anyways, fans, thank you for staying tuned. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Cha-ching! Y'all know where to find me. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, the outlet to reality. And guys, my book just came out on Amazon. It's called Shabbat in Chicago. Just to share a little bit about it, dive into the captivating world of Shabbat in Chicago, a book about an audacious single mom who opens her heart and home to 5 adopted kids, seamlessly intertwining her Latino heritage with the rich tapestry of Judaism. Wait, there's more. The matriarch pulls together the most extravagant Shabbat feast, transforming her house into a vibrant gathering space for diverse souls. Labels fade as people from all walks of life converge under her roof to celebrate the bond of family, the power of tradition, and the warmth of hospitality. Guys, give it up for the one and only, our special guest, Rabbi Motti. Woo!
Yeah, let's go make some noise. Let's go.
Oh man, I'm so happy you're here, Rabbi. It means a lot, and I know you're a busy guy, hard guy to try, but I'm happy we got you.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored. I feel privileged to be on here. Thank you so much.
Of course, Rabbi. So I'll share a little story. For those who don't know, Rabbi Motti does a lot of big events, and I have one story I wanted to share. It was during Purim, and we were all dressed up in costumes, and it's the time when we drink, ladies and gentlemen. We have a good time, and the DJ, he was playing some merengue, which is, some Hispanic music, and all I hear is and then my heart went boom, 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 and so I looked at my friend. I said, "Hey, do you want to dance merengue?" And she goes, "I don't really know how to dance this." I said, "Don't worry, I'll show you." So we started dancing, right? And then within like 2 minutes, Rabbi comes up with the mic. My check, my check, my check. He goes, "Everybody, thank you for coming today. I just want to let you know, let's keep it, traditional. That the man keep it kosher. Keep it kosher. The man and the woman. Thank you guys. Have a great day. I'll catch you around." And Rabbi comes down, right? Don't see me. He's like David, Yaakov, I had to stop you from dancing. I know you're an amazing dancer. I saw it. I witnessed it. I just, I got to do what I got to do. And I said, "Rabbi, I'm sorry that I'm drunk." You know what I'm saying? And it was a nice moment with me and Rabbi because, Rabbi, he forgave me and he didn't make me feel bad. And we hugged each other. We laughed about it, took a shot. It was just a great moment. And I feel like ever since then, I feel like Rabbi never forgot me. Like it's like, hey, I remember Yaakov. You know what I'm saying?
Dancing Yaakov, that's stuff.
Right. But that was my
I remember. I could remember that. People, we'll get into maybe a little bit later, but people like to have a good time and to party. But of course, you have to have boundaries and lines of, where you go, what you do, how things go down. So the second I realized it, I didn't wait 2 minutes. The second I realized, I went right over there, and to make sure, I said, "Kid, you can party, you can have a good time, but no dancing gonna happen." And you were like, "Oh, you felt so bad." I was like, "I think we did a l'chaim. It's totally okay, no big deal."
Yeah, thank you, Rabbi. That's how I know you had a good heart.
Thank you. We met Hanukkah, I believe.
Yes,
you came to We All Scream.
Yes.
That's what you came. I remember saying hello, big old hug. I saw the energy right away, which is amazing. But there you go. Listen, so that was the positive, I guess, somewhat of a positive introduction that you and I had to each other.
Yeah, I think we got closer because for any big other events that you host, I right away you recognize me. There may be 300 people, 400. But right away, you're like, "Hey, David, hey, Yaakov, it's good to see you again." You know what I'm saying? I already know. I feel like Rabbi got a little hard for me. I said, I love it. I love it. He recognized, you know what I'm saying?
We try our best. You got to make sure everybody, when people come to an event, it's not just another number, but it's a person, it's a neshama, it's a soul. So we try to connect. So if I see you, want to go say hello, get that, get that rabbi love going right over there.
I love it. I love it, Rabbi. Now, look, Rabbi, I know today's about you. You're the big guy, and you're amazing. I want to know for our fans too, if you can explain about your journey being part of YJP. If you could share like any stories or memories.
Sure. So actually, believe it or not, I was actually born in Las Vegas. I believe I'm the first Orthodox religious Jew I think ever born in Las Vegas. I believe so. I don't know if anyone's. I just turned 32 2 weeks ago, so 32 years ago I was born here. And the reason I was born here is those that are familiar with Chabad. My parents, my father and mother, were the first Chabad family, rabbi and Rabbis in a family that moved to Las Vegas, almost 33 years ago. Now, if you in Las Vegas, there's 21 Chabad rabbis, and we have a school of 400 children. There's 9 different centers, but 33 years ago, there was nobody here. So my parents moved to Las Vegas with my older sister. She was born in New York. I have a twin, so I beat my twin brother by 10 minutes. So
Wow.
I think I have the trophy, but we were born. So I was born here in 1991 in Las Vegas. The first Hasidic Jew for sure. I'd probably say Orthodox Jew as a whole. And so my whole life I knew that's what I knew. I knew Las Vegas. I went to school here. My parents said they're gonna have a day school, Desert Torah Academy, Torah Taught, shout out to them. Once I finished school here, school was kind of easy in a way. My mom was a director, my dad was the dean, kind of smaller class. I knew everybody, I did whatever I wanted. And then I went to Chicago. That's where real life hit. Oh. Yeah, West Rogers Park. I was in high school there. Really strict high school for 3 years, so it was a big adjustment. But I used to come back, of course, sometimes for the Chagim and the summer break, see the community and whatnot. And then I spent some time in Miami, and I spent some time in Connecticut. That's where I became a rabbi in New Haven, Connecticut. And then went off to Brooklyn, the Chabad headquarters. Met my wife there, the traditional Chabad way, dating. And then I always knew my dad's a rabbi, my dad's a Chabad rabbi. That's always what I wanted to do. I wanted to create an impact in this world, make a difference in this world. I wasn't exactly sure, what type of people, what type of community, but I always knew that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to spread Judaism in a fun, exciting, real way. So, and when I was dating, my wife and I were 100% the same page. She comes from Pittsburgh. Her family's, also Chabad family. So, and if you have an option of Pittsburgh or Vegas, where are you going to move to? It's kind of a simple answer. I remember when I was right after I got married, she was taking me around Pittsburgh, and she said, "Oh, let me show you downtown. There's this little water stream by one of the hotels." So I said, "I'll take you to the Bellagio when you go to Las Vegas. I'll show you what water show's about." So I always wanted to come back to Las Vegas. I felt like there's a lot I can do here. And sure enough, after a year of kollel studying in Crown Heights in Brooklyn, hardcore studying, moved back to Las Vegas. Actually, myself and my twin brother and our wives, we both moved back. Well, fun fact, myself and my twin, both our wives are from Pittsburgh.
Whoa.
Down the block with each other. We moved the same moving truck. We were both in Brooklyn, in Crown Heights for kollel learning, and then we both moved to Las Vegas to start our own organizations. Now, to the YJP point, YJP stands for Young Jewish Professionals. It's the Chabad Young Jewish Professionals Network. There are over 100 of them throughout the world. A lot of chapters, probably 150 chapters throughout the world. And people, the directors over there, the bosses in Brooklyn were always like, "Let's get Vegas on, let's get Vegas going, let's get Vegas going." I was a little bit hesitant because, people will, "Oh, he's an Orthodox rabbi, he's going to look down on me, I'm saying I'm such a bad Jew, and it's going to be a whole bunch of just back and forth studying." So, but once I got started, it was basically almost been 6 years now. It was Hanukkah. Hanukkah always marks the anniversary. I did it at one of the restaurants in town here, and it took off. We probably had close to 100 people that night. I didn't know anybody. I was born in Vegas. I knew people. When I moved back here after I got married, I maybe knew a handful of people. This was my event, and I was like, man, who do I know? Who can I talk to? And then with time, thank God, I guess the positive word. Since we've started, we've met over 1,000 young Jewish professionals, all walks of life, all affiliations. And usually I would say once they come the first time, they're hooked on it. They'll come back again. But it's not really about the parties. Obviously, the parties is the way to get people through the door. But it's about, for me, it's about the person's neshama. My wife's the same thing. I don't consider this a job, a 9-to-5 job. This is my life. I'm dedicated and devoted to making a difference in this world, to bringing people closer to Judaism, connecting to Hashem through Torah and mitzvahs. So obviously, I learned pretty quickly. If I say, hey, come for the 3-hour Shabbat service, I'll get maybe a million together. But if I say we're going to do a little happy hour prior, and then we'll do the service, get a lot of people through. So it's how you present it. And so the big events happen all the time, but the one-on-one, I'm sitting in my office here, excuse the mess. School starts here in 2 days. But the one-on-one meetups every single day, many of them, a lot of conversations, the tefillin, the mezuzahs, kosher people's homes, all the coffee one-on-one meetups. That's really the Shabbat dinners. That's the magic. We'll get almost every week 20-25 YJPs that are home for Shabbat dinner. Big shout out to my wife who, with me being out and about, running around Vegas, trying to meet new Jews, she sits, makes all the food. She makes sure everything's taken care of. We have, thank God, 4 children. She watches all the kids. But the Shabbat dinners and Judaism is really where the impact is. Obviously, the parties are nice and fun as long as there's no mixed dancing.
Right.
But that's just a message. So I love when I hear someone says, "Hey, I was at your event. It was so nice. You were so friendly, and I feel like I have a community." People move to Vegas. People come back and forth, and they come here, and not really having a community. And they're used to, let's say, living from California, and they have Shabbat every week, and they feel like I just like 2-3 weeks ago, somebody came to my house, was like, after Shabbat, almost crying. He said, "Hey, I really feel like I finally found a community, a Shabbat dinner. This is what I do at home, and I didn't really have it till now." So that's really what it's about, making a difference and making people realize that every little mitzvah, every good deed that you do, I don't care what you did before you walked into here or what you do once you leave. If right now we can do a mitzvah and connect, mitzvah doesn't just mean good deed, it means connection. We're connecting to Hashem, to God. That's something and hopefully ushering in the coming of the Mashiach. So that's what I do on a day-to-day basis. Of course, if you go to Instagram or whatnot, you'll see the parties, the events, which are awesome, and I love them. The more Jews the merrier. We'll get hundreds of Jews come to these events, but the message is to try to connect to people one-on-one. That's now. I know it's about me, but I want to for a second switch it to you. What's your take on I guess the couple of events that you've been to and the YGP experience? I guess.
To be honest, Rabbi, I like it. You always give a sheer event, and it has to do with whether it's Hanukkah, whether it's what's the one with the bomber with the fire?
Bomber, yeah.
It was so nice. You got off it
100%. And people don't realize, just a lot of organizations will just throw a party at an event. For me, when I do any venue that I go to, first of all, I go there numerous times beforehand. I go to the entire alcohol bar, and there's sometimes hundreds of bottles. I take off the ones that aren't kosher because a lot of flavored ones aren't kosher. I have to make sure the music is going to be up to par because we don't want to have what was discussed earlier on. So in general, there's so much that goes into it. If we're to bring in kosher food, obviously, and sometimes venues don't allow that, so you have to go ahead and ask them and try to explain. I only keep kosher, obviously, as the host of the event. So there's a lot of effort before people just show up at the event. They don't realize hours and hours of time and a lot of money went into it. And then, for me, it's about connecting them. It's not just a social party, but it's about the holiday. It's about the message behind it. And that's what I always try to do. You got to share Dvar Torah. If you don't, a little share of something. If not, I failed my job, I think. And also it's about making those connections, at an event. For me, it's really hard. I'm also doing a lot of l'chaims. So I'm a little bit buzzed sometimes, but you want to go over to everybody and try to meet them. It's really, really hard. Thank God it's gotten so big. That sometimes people text me, "Hey, Rabbi, great event." I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even know you were there last night." But just going around, trying to see people and talk to people and make people feel comfortable and warm and happy. that's really what it's about.
Wow, that's amazing, Rabbi. I gotta say, like, I love that I'm meeting. It's a good way too to network. Meet people. Maybe I might find my future wife. You never know. So
You
it's a
never
good
know. You
right.
never know. Yeah, on that point, like, people come. I see people come for many different reasons. Some people come to network, business networking, which is great. A lot of business connections have been made. Some people come just to socialize. People come to find their significant other. Just from Shabbat dinner in my house, I've already made 3 couples.
Whoa.
Married, with kids now. And there's been quite a few, I'd probably say 5 or so, that are heavily dating now from events and Shabbat dinners and whatnot. So they say, by the way, if you make 3 matches, you go straight to Gan Eden, Garden of Eden. So I guess Olam Haba, we have an extra special place over there. But so people come to find their significant others. People are coming just to find a community. Or people are just coming because, hey, what else am I going to do on a Tuesday night? Let's go see this cool party. It's cheap ticket entry and get a whole bunch of drinks out of it. Let me go get some good kosher food. So, yeah, there's so much to gain from it. But again, for me, it's about the Judaism aspect of it. I'm not going to force it down someone's throat. I want them to appreciate it and accept it when they're ready for it. So, I mean, not to say all rabbis are great. Some might be a little more maybe pushy than others. I try to let it grow on them. And once they're ready for it, don't get me wrong, I definitely ask and try to say, hey, I suggest things. But if they come to, we all scream for Hanukkah, like, wow, this was awesome. And I want to come back again. Like, hey, how about come to Shabbat dinner? How about let's have a little chat, conversation. Then when I'm talking to them for, 20 minutes, half hour right here at this table, this is where the magic happens. They'll be like, I'm like, hey, how about doing tefillin? Just, what was it? Yeah, last Thursday, 4 days ago. Somebody's in his 20s, first time ever putting on tefillin. I've got 10, probably hundreds by now, over 100 for sure, of people. It's called a karkafta, first time ever putting on tefillin in their life. Again, it's how it's presented to them. Now they're like, oh, Rabbi, Hebrew school, I didn't like this, didn't like that. But now I'm seeing it's a little bit different. So Judaism is sort of one size fits all. You can take what you appreciate and do. And that's what the events are for. That's why I do every single day. Nonstop.
I love it, Rabbi. Now, I do want to say something real quick, Rabbi. This is really cool. You got to share me a little, how you say it, a little spill tea.
Tidbit.
So one thing I noticed, Rabbi, which I thought was a big thing that you did, was you actually got to meet the biggest of all time in our generation, Adin Ross, who's Jewish. Mordechai. Put tefillin. Rabbi, if you could share a little bit, like if you could spill the beans but not the cheese, if you could talk about like just like
that. On Out to Reality, spill it all. So I'm spilling it all over here. No, so actually, credit doesn't go to me. Obviously, I helped facilitate it, but there's a buddy I know. His name is Yossi. Yossi is a tefillin rock star. I think he's in California. He meets people. He has a tefillin all the time. He's always asking people to put on tefillin. He's put on with, I think, numerous celebrities. Actually, I didn't know who Adin Ross was, and only till afterwards that I realized it was a pretty big deal. So he reached out to me. I guess one of the times he was putting on film, he met somebody in LA who was in Adin's inner circles. I'm not sure if he's a manager or helps, facilitate different things with him. So, and once he found out that I guess he works with Adin, my friend Yossi's like, we got to get the film on Adin because Adin's Jewish. And yeah, they kept on pushing it off. And then this friend of Adin, I guess for whatever reason, I'm not sure if Adin was getting some pushback on maybe not being, I guess, pro-Jews, although he's Jewish himself, which is kind of strange. I think some of the people that he's friendly with, that he associates with, I don't know, Andrew Tate, this, that. So like he was getting some pushback. So I think he wanted to show the world, hey, not only do I dislike Jews, I'm a Jew myself and I love it, I'm all about it. So they said they were going to Vegas. Who do you think can go? Who do you think is the right person, I guess, in Vegas to facilitate that, make that happen, have a conversation? So I guess that's where I came in. Like, hey, I think Rabbi would be great. So, and when they called me, Yossi called me like, hey, Adin Ross. I was like, who's that? For me, I think Out to Reality is a bigger streaming, bigger platform that I didn't know who he was, but He told me it was on a Friday. He said Adin wants to show his fans what Shabbat's about, and of course do tefillin. So I was like, for sure, let's do it. For me, I don't, whatever. Obviously, it's pretty cool and nice, but if I get some tefillin out of it, let's roll. So there's also a rapper by the name of BLP Kosher. I'm not sure if you guys know who he is, but he was there too. I came to the Red Rock Hotel. He was in the poker room. This rabbi came, like, all right, time to get the show on the road here. So I told them what they got kosher food from a restaurant. Again, it was before Shabbat started. I told them to clearly say on the stream, they should know, hey, this is before Shabbat actually starts, because obviously if Shabbat started, I wouldn't be able to do a live stream. So we got some kosher food. I actually brought, and I don't think you've tried this yet, but my wife has the best challah. I guarantee you, the best challah ever in town for sure. So I brought some of my own challah. They all loved it. They were going crazy for all. I guess his bodyguards that was with him, they were going crazy for the challah. So I brought some challah first. So he came out. Yossi was there too. He's like, hey, we should tefillin. I sort of explained to him what tefillin are about, and I said, Adin's got a lot that goes on in his head, in his mind, and obviously in his heart, his emotions. Tefillin's about controlling the heart and mind. And you take a moment out of your day. That's why I think it's so important, in a way, just to sidetrack for tefillin. We're so busy in day-to-day life, and what goes on, all the emotions that we have, all the feelings, all the thoughts in our mind racing back and forth. Tefillin is about, I daven and I pray for an hour with them every morning. I wouldn't do that to the typical person that I see, even for a minute. Disconnect from all that goes on in your daily grind and connect it to Hashem. I think it's very important. So I explained that to him. We did tefillin. He made the bracha. There was that TikTok video going around of me instructing him word for word. And then I said, let's go kick it with the Shabbat dinner. We did the Shalom Aleichem. I spoke about becoming Kiddush and a cup of wine. We did the Motzi. I gave them all some challah. And they were loving it. They had a great time. The second part of the stream was he was going to interview this rapper, BLP Kosher. But before that, actually, so I was just talking to him briefly. Obviously, it was the live stream. So I said, Adin, I'd love to do this more often if you come to town often. He said, I'd love to do it more often too. I said, he's like, I can't give you my number now because everyone's, I guess it's the live stream, but hopefully let's do it again. So maybe we'll, maybe his neshama was inspired, his soul was inspired. Maybe he'll do it again down the line, who knows? I heard he was in town recently again, but we'll see if we'll get him to come again. But the fact he did a mitzvah, he showed, it's millions of followers, I think, through all his platforms. He did tefillin, he showed about Shabbat. He said he's proud to be Jewish. He spoke about his Hebrew name, Mordechai. So that's really, really powerful. It's tremendous Kiddush Hashem, sanctification of Hashem's name. And just to show you that unfortunately there's so much hate out there, but people are crazy Adin fans. How did I realize when I came back here to school the next morning, or this was on a Friday, so Monday, all the kids in 7th and 8th grade, they were running here. Did you meet? I can't believe you met him there. I was like, oh, all right. I guess it's a good deal. But it's really, really powerful. The voice he has, the message he can carry to so many people. So yeah, that was the little Adin tidbit. But again, for me, it might sound cliche, but no matter how famous or not, if we can do tefillin, we can do a mitzvah in general, it's really meaningful to me and meaningful to the person that's doing it too.
Yeah. So
I guess with the YJP and the events that he's doing, the charisma and whatnot, the energy, I guess they thought I'd be the good guy for the job, and I think it worked out that day.
Love it. I love it. I think too, like going back with tefillin, the Torah talks about it 8 times, and tefillin is so powerful. Like something I learned too is you were saying the mind and the heart and also the soul is right here in the back where the loose bone is.
Well, that's it. The back tefillin now.
Right. And it's interesting because a lot of people don't know, but the loose bone is the Midrash says it cannot be burned and it cannot break. And it's so beautiful thing that you can't put it too low when you put tefillin
right on there.
Right, and it's like connected to the eyes, isn't it? It's just amazing.
Yeah, it feels very powerful. But generally, what I tell people when I meet them, I say, we can talk about the weather. You can talk about, I don't know, about day-to-day job. You talk about sports. But let's do something impactful. Let's do a mitzvah. And, mitzvah, as I said earlier, is not just good deed, it's connection. Every time we do a mitzvah, imagine like tying a little string with your neshama to Hashem. And every time you do one, so like, yeah, it could be you should do more, but if we can make a connection right now, that's what counts, right? If you without win is always on your record book, no matter how many losses you have. So I tell someone, like, oh, Rabbi, come on, don't even bother. I'm such a bad Jew. I don't keep going. Like, I don't care. Now, quite frankly, but I want you to, of course. But if right now we can do a mitzvah, let's do it. Let's connect to Hashem. Let's give the soul some food, and that's what I do in a day. That's my biggest grind and hustle every single day. That's what gets me motivated. Obviously, my wife and kids and family, but the Rabbi OI is the mitzvah. It's feeling super powerful. That's my go-to. My film bag with the YJP logo right there. My yarmulke, I go with it wherever I go. Right here.
Wow. That's amazing, Rabbi. I'm so proud of you for the things you've done and how you impact so many young people. I think this is great because one, like you said, one mitzvah can it's almost like it planted a seed in them that they will never forget, and it will be with them wherever they go. Like, wow.
Correct. 100%. And like people change, and like there's people who I used to have to chase down, like, Rabbi, no Judaism for me. I just want the events, and now they'll call me and say, hey, are you in the office? I want to come by to fill in or for a little Torah discussion. So yeah, it gets through after time, and I see whether people connecting for marriage or just wanting to study more, to do another mitzvah. It's it works. It's the connection to Hashem, and it's Judaism's old kept secret, I guess, and it's not really a secret. But that's what I do day to day. And just on that note, coming up soon, it just started the month of Elul. So coming up to high holidays now, Rosh Hashanah, we're going to do a nice event with the shofar blowing. Yom Kippur, we'll have the services, and then there's a break fast. Then there's Sukkot. I always do a nice event in the sukkah with lulav and esrog. So there's a lot going on. Stay tuned to the next month plus, and we just finished a lot with our summer party. We had Aliza Ben Shalom here. A lot going on, and there's always stuff going on.
Love it. I love it. All right. Well, look, Rabbi, I'm really happy you're here. It's an honor. I'm gonna wrap it up, guys. This is the Outlet to Reality, the holdest podcast in Vegas and Chicago every Tuesday. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Number one podcast. Let's go.
Rabbi, don't forget to you can follow me on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, the Outlet to Reality. My Snapchat's Take More Pass It, and my TikTok is at Yaakov 28. Guys, don't forget, I'll find my book in Amazon Chicago.
In Chicago.
Right. And Rabbi,
on Instagram, Yjp Vegas, Facebook, Young Jewish Professional Las Vegas. You can always get a hold of, search Rabbi Motti, get a hold of me, call me, always available for anybody. Doesn't make a difference, young, old, professional or not. Just want to connect and help you on your Judaism journey. Anyways, thank you so much. Honestly, I appreciate you having me on here. Sorry about the delay in getting me on here. And let's do it again soon.